Okay guys, so as you can see by the title, this is my first part to my Moon in the Signs series that I'm going to be doing. So this is the first part, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. So if you guys, have your Moon in Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, and you're curious to kind of have a summarized version of the qualities that you tend to have in your in one of those signs, then you guys can follow along. I do have my notes here because I like to write shit, but I've lost my page. One second. God. Where'd it go? I'm like not even prepared. Okay, sorry you guys. So the moon represents emotion and feeling. It determines how you process your feelings and moods. So that's kind of and then also describes your instinctive and emotional nature. It says, whilst your sun sign describes qualities you are learning to develop and become, your moon describes who you already are. So, yeah, your moon's kind of like how people, no, that's your rising sign. Sorry, don't listen to me. I'm still trying to figure this shit out. Yeah, so it's kind of like how you process emotion and feeling and how you kind of like, so, alright, so we're gonna start with Moon and Aries. So I got this from the internet, and I wrote it down, but I summarized it just so that I don't have to read so damn much and it's not really plagiarized, so. So Moon and Aries, which that is actually my sign. That's my moon sign, and I think it definitely represents me like the most. So alright, so it says frequent emotional upheavals due to a fiery temper are possible. So basically what this means is what it means. I mean, you're basically going to have a lot of mood swings. You could have a lot of mood swings. You could kind of just emotionally react in like a second and not even think about the consequences, or you're just dramatic with your emotions, which I totally am, so it's okay. So yeah, Moon and Aries can be very impatient people. If you don't get your way, you can get really like aggravated, and you tend to like unleash it on people if you, God, we're making them sound really bad. We're not that bad, I promise, but yeah, we can get a little irritated when stuff doesn't go our way, when we're, when like plans get ruined, or stuff just doesn't go right, our routines are screwed up, yeah. So we are spontaneous, temperamental, impetuous, headstrong. Yeah, definitely all of those things. And we dislike restraint. Definitely. I hate being tied down to anything. Like, I love to, I like freedom. I like, being able to do things, yeah, my way. So, very direct in thought, action, and speech. Yeah, we can be pretty blunt with things. We don't really tend to sugarcoat stuff. Can be bossy. And that's just like, yeah, that's just like, because we like stuff done our way, like our routine, and so we like stuff done in an orderly fashion, the way that we see fit, so we can tend to be bossy. But we don't like to be mean about it. Like, we don't try to be mean, we just kind of like want shit done the right way. And it continues, like, wants to be in charge, so likes to be in charge of situations. We hate showing weakness. That's a definite thing. Like, I hate asking for help. I hate just anything like that. Like, I don't like to cry in front of people. I don't like to show that I'm vulnerable at all, and that's a big thing for Aries and Moon. We are enthusiastic about starting new projects, but we're not very good at finishing them. I think that's because, like, Aries tends to be very, like, sort of like, not explosive, like, in a bad way, but they're very just, like, they go into the situations and things just very, like, intensely, and that intensity tends to die out pretty fast, so it's kind of, like, hard to stay committed to something for, like, too long. That's why we're not very good at finishing projects, which I am known for. We are adventurous, courageous, and independent. We hate complainers. We meet challenges head on. We like physical activity, so anything from physical activity, whether it's like working out or sports or like yoga or just meditation, just anything that's like gets you up and moving, or even just like cleaning, like anything that's just doing something active, like physically active, is very important to us. And we have a creative and flamboyant personality, which I admit is very true. Alright, so that is it for Moon in Aries. So now I'm going to move on to Moon in Taurus. So Moon in Taurus is, their emotional nature is steady, which makes people very comfortable being around them. They're even-tempered and peace-loving, so they're very chill people. They emotionally, they don't, unlike Aries, they like don't tend to overreact. They're kind of just like calm and chill, and they just kind of like, it's cool, you know what I mean? They're very content people, so they don't have to worry about them exploding like Aries does. So yeah. And they're not easily provoked, so you can really push a Taurus's buttons and they will not budge. You like do something simple to an Aries, no, they done, they're gone, they're just about to fuck your shit up. And they're very stubborn emotionally, because this is about emotion, so emotionally they're very stubborn with that aspect. And Tauruses tend to be very materialistic, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just they're very attached to material things. So it would just make sense that Taurus Moon is, they find a lot of security from material possessions or resources. They could have a desire to collect goods or money, something like that. And they could tend to cling to the past or past materials for security. They find like a lot of security in like mementos, or, you know, just kind of like that kind of stuff. And they need a great deal of affection and closeness. So they need a lot of attention, and so if they don't get the amount of attention that they crave, they could start to have insecurities within themselves and or the relationship or friendship. They can be possessive. Tauruses can be possessive over what they claim to be as theirs, whether it's possession, like material possession, or a person. Yeah. So yes, they expect loyalty from people, from their loved ones, and because they're 100% devoted to the people that they care about. And they indulge in the sensual comforts and activities, and they love rich or sweet foods. Food is a big thing with Taurus. My best friend is a Taurus, and she is obsessed with food, like literally obsessed, and she's a Taurus. She loves food. So I mean, that's not saying like Tauruses are like, you know, yeah, but they love food. They love cooking. They love just anything to do with food. So it brings them a lot of security to eat really nice foods. And food can become a substitute for emotional satisfaction and love, which can be a problem. They're resourceful, determined, and persistent. They have a green thumb. They like to watch things grow and prosper. That's like their big thing, is they're very good at like making things grow and prosper. Like that's their thing. And they're an earth sign, so why not, right? And then they're happiest when they're working with their hands. So they love making things like cooking or doing like art projects or any like kind of career job that you have to work with your hands. Like that's like their favorite thing ever. They can be a leader, but they won't be forced into doing things. So they'll be a leader, but they're not going to do anything that they're not comfortable with, and they're very stubborn about that. So they're like, no, like, which can be good because their morals are very good. So they're not going to do anything that they know in their heart that is not good, you know, not good. So, and last thing is they hate and fear sickness and pain. Like, yeah, oh my god, she hates being sick. Literally hates it. Any type of like physical discomfort, she like is so annoyed and just like is over it. And she's a big germaphobe, which I'm not saying all Tauruses or Taurus and Moon or anything like that is going to be a germaphobe, but just saying. Alright, so moving on to the last one, and this one is Gemini in Moon. Alright, so let's see. So Gemini and Moon tends to intellectualize feelings and moods come through words. So basically, so you like to just kind of like you don't put a lot of emotion into your feelings. You're more of like trying to you try to like put logical thought to your feelings, basically, and the way you talk is like people can tell what kind of mood you're in. Like with Aries, like for an example, with Aries, when we Moon in Aries, like we might not be as vocal about our feelings, but you can definitely tell by our actions. But with Gemini, it's all about the vocal. It's all about the communication. And they can be totally unaware of their feelings or others' deeper feelings. So they might have a hard time connecting on a deeper level with people sometimes. Because like Gemini's mind, like, because I'm Gemini sun, my sun sign is Gemini, so I understand it. Our minds are going like 1,000 miles an hour, so sometimes it's hard for us to kind of like get it, you know, like to always pinpoint every little thing. Yeah, like we, you know, We talk out emotional needs and feelings and moods. Well, not me. I'm not. Yeah. Why do I keep saying our? Gemini Moon's primary need is to communicate and share knowledge. They tend to avoid heavy and emotional relationships and involvements. Because Gemini's big on superficiality. They're very, like, it takes a special person to get close to a Gemini. Yeah, like, so yeah, it's hard for, you know, for Geminis to get very deep on that level. And commitment scares you. So, yeah. So, not saying that Geminis can't commit, or Moon and Gemini can't commit, but it's harder, and yeah, like I said, it takes a special person, and requires plenty of mental stimulation, and also, like, in every aspect, whether it's emotional, like, well, mental stimulation in every aspect, and also sexually. They have a very versatile and receptive mind, and great desire for knowledge. Like, they're very much like wanting to always learn stuff, like always wanting to learn stuff. Like, yeah, like they probably get more emotional about knowledge than they do about feelings for people. They're charming, witty, and warm-hearted. Nervousness, anxiety, and stress can be a problem. They dislike arguments and have a tendency to talk too much. Yeah, I'm just a Gemini, normal, my sun, so I'm always talking way too damn much. And they definitely they're like Aries in a sense, because they definitely do not sugarcoat stuff. And they can be indecisive with their emotions and or feelings and or moods. They're just all over the damn place. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.